Hello everyone, welcome back to X-Plane 11. Once again, I am finally on version 11.30. We are looking good with the new update to X-Plane 11. We have new effects, we have like contrails and stuff, and a whole load of new things within X-Plane. However, I did update the Zibo 737 to the latest version, and it is fantastic. There's a lot of new things. A new cabin has been added. A lot of things we saw in the Ultimate 737 have been moved over to this 737, and it looks fantastic. We're here in Denver. This is the new Denver. I forget the name of the developer. Link for it will be in the description below if you want to check it out. Now, with this airport scenery during the day, I didn't have too many problems with frame rates, but at night, it seems to hurt. So frames might be a little choppy in the beginning, but we're going out to Kansas City, and everything will be smooth and good to go after that. So let's hop up into the cabin. We'll give a nice welcome message to the passengers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit. Be pushing back the gate here in just a couple of minutes. Maybe a few minutes early if we're lucky. Might be just a touch bumpy until we get up to cruise altitude. Once we're leveled off and on our way, should be nice and smooth for the whole flight. Once again, we welcome you aboard. Please sit back, relax, enjoy the ride.
All right, so that is the announcement, and check out the new textures we have here in the cabin. They are fantastic. They are very nice, actually. Look at this one. We have people. We do have people. Have a look at the cabin while we're getting things underway. It's not a true Southwest cabin, but however, I do know somebody did make one out there, and I need to grab that. But I love the new textures. The old textures just look so bad, and we don't have to look at that anymore, so that's absolutely awesome. So I have my flight plan all ready to go to Kansas City here. We're going to be doing RNAV to GIST on our departure off of runway 16 left. We're going to climb to 15,000 feet. We've got heading of 161 in there. Not really worried about that. We're not going to use it. We're going to be using LNAV and VNAV. 150, that's what we are going to be using, as you see right there. V1 of 143, VR 145, V2 150. RTO for the auto brakes there in case something goes wrong. And we are going to go over to the APU now, and APU there, so we can get some AC moving on here for these people. And we're gonna go ahead and get these fuel pumps ready to go, just because we're about to push out. We got 6,490 in the center tank, so we will be burning out of that center tank. Everything looks good there. Let's do a little bit of checklist and procedures. I went with detailed ones. I love the option to do detailed now. That makes me very happy. Before start checklist, flight deck door. We'll get that closed and locked, and all we have to do for that is turn on the beacon light. And we're going to do that right now. Beacon's going to come on, and she's going to say, hey, everybody's on board. We're ready to go. And she'll lock the door up for us. But man, this scenery looks beautiful at night. I don't know what's going on with the cockpit windows right now. I think something's fogging up, it looks like. Maybe that's a new thing. Okay, so I just had to go here into the visual effects and go to XE off and then back to on. And now we have the correct thing looking outside there. It's not so smoky. I don't know what that was all about. I'm not going to worry about that too much. So, before start, remember she said, hey, we're ready to go. They're doing their little thing back there. We'll listen to their spiel, and then we're going to rock it on out of here.
Okay, folks, this time also $5 time should be turned off. Doors, please.
2 upper wing, 2 exit doors in back, all of which are indicated by red and white signs overhead, and they're also designated by lighting along the center aisle. Please read over the safety card you'll find in the seat back pocket in front of you. This card illustrates our safety procedures.
Okay, they are all connected. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake real fast, and the jetway is going to pull away just like that.
Push back, and you may start engine.
And we're clear to start engines on the way back, so the packs are going to go to the off position for both sides. And the airplane hushes up nice and quiet there. And we are pushing out. Let's go ahead and start engine number 2. Selected to ground. We do have a start valve open, and we have into rotation. We want 25% of that. We'll add fuel to it. So we're just waiting on the 25%. Love the sound of these engines. Now that sound you're hearing, that beeping, that nonsense, that's a part of the scenery. The scenery has a lot of sounds, scattered throughout the actual scenery, but it's kind of annoying. You have to get pretty far away from the ramp to get that beeping noise to stop, which is basically like a reversing sound. Oops, I'm babbling here. We should have put fuel, but that's okay. It's a simulator. But yeah, that it's just horrible. I'm trying to find a way to disable it, honestly. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, so engine number 2 is good to go. Yeah, that's just it's a little much, the effect of that. All right, so we have one good start there. We'll wait until we get done with this pushback, and then we will start engine number 1.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right, let's go ahead and set the parking brake for him, and we'll start engine number 1.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, waiting for them to disconnect the tow bar. And we have the start valve open, and we have N2. It is climbing nice and good here. We want 25%. We'll add that fuel. There it is right there. And we'll disconnect to look for hand signals on the right-hand side. And we'll turn on these guys here. Electrics come on. Let's double check everything. Yacht amper's good. These are all good down here. Everybody's good here. We can go over to the engine generators now, which we'll do. And we will go to...
tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time,
APU
and
off.
have a great flight.
All right, thank you so much. We'll see you on the right-hand side. Thank you. All right, so that's good to go there. Let's go back to our checklist. Let's do the before taxi checklist. Gen 1 and 2 is on. Probe heats. Let's turn them on now. Boom, boom. Oh, we didn't get those window heats on either. There we go. Those are on. Wing anti-ice is needed. We don't need it right now. Engine anti-ice is needed. Pack switches are set to auto. Isolation valves auto. APU bleed is off. Engine start switch will go to continuous. Let's do it now. It swivels inward like that, so we have it set to continuous. Engine start levers are idle. And we move on to the next one. Ground equipment's clear. Flap lever set for takeoff. Flaps 5. 3 notches. Let's go ahead and turn that light off here. We don't need that on anymore. And we can adjust our background and our floods here on the FDS. There we go. So set takeoff flaps. We have 5. We have a green light. That looks good there. Flight controls. Let's do a flight controls test. System page. And we'll go to the left. That looks good. To the middle. To the right. To the middle. Forward. Middle. Back. Middle. We'll test the rudder. Right. Middle. Left. Middle. All right. Flight controls are free and correct, and we will hit it again. Clear that lower. DU. So checked and blank. How about that? Before taxi checklist complete, let's go ahead and flip on our taxi light here, and we'll release the parking brake. We're ready to taxi out to runway 16 left. It's not too long of a taxi. Well, actually, yeah, we're over here at the Charlie gate, so it won't be too bad. It still won't be quick, and these sounds will go away. I promise. One thing I do love about world traffic is at night. Look at those landing lights. You can see them when they're way out there too. It looks so realistic. Pretty long taxi. This is a very long runway. I believe runway 16 left is 16,000 feet long. So yeah, we're giving ourselves a little bit of a Southwest taxi because we don't make any money till we're in the air.
Clear for departure.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have cleared for departure. Enjoy your flight.
Okay, we have been cleared for takeoff. So before entering the runway, departure runway verified 16 left. We're going to turn our strobe lights on and all that. So let's go ahead and do that now. That goes up to the strobe position. Wing lights are on. We're going to turn our landing lights on. And they're going to be pulsing. We do have the pulsing landing lights. Runway turn-offs, we'll turn those on as well. So we'll be nice and lit up here before we take the runway. So on, other lights is needed. TARA for our transponder. We could do that right now. Whoop. A lot to do right before we take the runway. And we're going to probably get out of here before this guy. I know we have one on the runway right now. I don't think they've cleared off just yet. I love those LED strobes. Yeah, we still got to wait for them to clear this runway. They take their sweet time down there, it looks like. Okay, not a problem. Just kind of hold right here for right now, but I think we're going to be able to get out before this guy lands. And we can complete our checklist while we're waiting. So it's a win-win. All right, so that's good. TARA, did I get it all the way there? Couldn't tell. Probably not. Yep, we're good. TARA is set. Fixed lane lights are on. Thrust levers will be 40% when we're ready to rock and roll here. Waiting for the signal here. How are we looking down there? Did you get off the runway? He's just about to do it. There he goes. How are we looking on the right-hand side? Ooh, they're out there a little ways. Oh, yeah, we got time. All right, let's do it. Bring up our power here. We want to get this thing up to 40%. It's going to be a no delay on the takeoff, so we'll start the chronometer now. There it goes. Overhead panel looks good. Oh, we don't have pressurization. That would be a thing. We have to get that to 34,000 feet here. Or 35, I mean. There we go. Much better. Okay. We got that chronometer, but hey, almost forgot cabin pressure. That would have been bad. Line up on the runway. 16 left. Verified. And we're going to bring up the power to 40%. Push forward on the stick. Well, the yoke. That looks good there. And Toga, if I can find it. Toga, if I can find it. Toga, if I can find it. Where is it at? You gotta be kidding me. Where's the mic button at? There it went. All right. Takeoff power set. Well, you always have trials and tribulations when you're flying at night, I guess. You could not see where the mic button was.
80 knots.
That's cross-checked. Yep.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate. On up we go.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Look at that. Rocketing out of Denver just like that. We're going to go RNAV to GIST, so once we hit 1,000 feet here, we'll start our turn.
400.
$1,000 feet. We'll start our turn here to GIST. Only need about 20-degree bank here. And we are still hand flying the airplane. Yeah, that mic button was just hitting really well on us there. Just a bit. Good here. We're going to roll off nice and easy. Magenta line is coming to us. There it went, right there. Just to 7,000. Nice. VNAV, LNAV, and Command A is good. Airplane is starting to accelerate now. We have one airplane I'm looking for him. He's 400 feet above us. Going to be just on our magenta line to the left. Don't have him in sight right now. 400 above. Keeping an eye out on him. Going to be converging pretty close here. Okay, we're going to be getting the traffic alert, but I'm telling you what right now, I think it's an invisible airplane. I don't think it's a real one. Meaning I think it's just the TCAS, or it's the world traffic. Yeah. It's the world traffic invisible airplane. There's no plane there. You can definitely see him at night. This close. But good to know that the TCAS does work on ghost airplanes. Okay, so we do have the airplane all cleaned up. Flaps are in. RT or off for the auto brakes. We don't need those. I got this landing gear lever in the off position. Let's do our climb checks. That's going to be at 15,000 like I was talking about. So I'm not worried about that. And when we hit 15,000, we're actually going to hit the attend button so we can ding them and let them know we're at 10,000 feet. But we're going to do that at 15,000 today. And then after that, it's pretty much a straight shot out to Emmys, and then we make our turn to the right. 7 minutes, 38 seconds in our flight. And now we're starting to get that positive climb. Looking good. All right, coming up on 15,000 feet. So the landing lights are going to go to the off position like that. And we're going to go ahead and ding. Let them know. So passenger signs are as needed. Next will be the transition altitude at 18,000 feet. Won't take long to get to the 18,000 foot mark. So we'll just kind of wait it out. And 18,000 feet to sniper. We'll go to standard. That is set. And altimeter cross-checked. We'll look over there, and it is at standard as well. Verify that. And that's pretty much it for now. Hitting a little bit of bumps on the way out. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that I am using Active Sky XP. Now, I've only used it a few times so far. And the only thing that I can tell you that I don't like that it does is even though we're at standard pressure like this, we get these changes that happen between the weather stations, and it causes the airplane to want to either climb or descend based on what feels like a pressure change. So I don't know why it's doing that. Other than that, I have good things to report. I don't have any frame rate losses or anything like that. No hiccuping. And I'm not using their textures yet. I'm still using Ultra Weather XP for that. So as we are climbing on our way up to our cruise altitude today, I did want to say a very happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a fantastic New Year's Eve party. If you did that, we had a good one. Maybe you just stayed and did nothing. I don't know. What did you do? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I got a really, really cool Christmas gift, and I was waiting to tell you guys about it because I want to tell you guys that are aviation fans that are watching this. You know my good friend, my buddy Bugs, Bay Area Bugs. He's a YouTuber as well. For Christmas, he got me a section of a Boeing 727. Not a huge, massive piece. This is a Boeing certified window. It has the full passenger window and the bare metal around it. It's like hanging art for the wall. It is absolutely amazing, and it's bare metal. But it came with a certification with it, and it on there says how many flight hours were on the airframe, etc. It is really, really cool. And actually, that's the second Boeing 727 thing I do have, because for my birthday, he got me this. It's a wooden, kind of like a art piece you put on the wall, but it's engraved, and it's a Boeing 727 schematic. It's pretty sweet. So
1,000 to go.
in my next vlog, I'll have to show that off. 1,000 feet to go to our cruising altitude. I know sometimes I get people asking me questions. How do you fly around the cockpit like that? And well, it's pretty simple. X-Plane 11 comes by default with that option on the num keys. So I can move my view anywhere I want to in the cockpit, zoom in, zoom out, whatever, and then hit the left control and then one of the number keys on the numpad. It's that simple. And you have your own presets, and you can just kind of mosey your way around. Oh, we are not at our flight level. We are at 250, but we're going, level change please, and back to VNAV. We are going up to flight level 350 today.
$1,000 to go.
All right, 1,000 feet to go to our cruise altitude. This is about how dim I have my lighting at night whenever I fly. As you can see, there's really nothing to see on this flight, so there won't be very many aerial shots in this episode. However, I will give you a full tour of the cabin because that was something that was completely redone. We do have a vector here, and we're not going to be doing a vector ourselves. Well, we might actually end up doing that, but let's go to the plan page here and have a look and see what that vector looks like. As we go to Romeo, Bravo, Alpha, and then to Judah, and then there's a vector which will just keep on going forever unless you go to Famous there. So we'll just kind of have to keep an eye on that, and we might just do it ourselves and vector ourselves to the ILS. Just like that. But sometimes it really isn't that difficult and you can just go direct. So let's see how that looks if we tell it, hey, we're okay with you going direct to Famous after you get to Judah, like that. Execute it. And now we can check that on the plan. This is just being lazy. See now, okay, that'll work right there. So there's Judah, and then we can go down there. So I see why they want a vector, so you would have to go around other airplanes that are arriving and whatnot. We don't have to worry about that. We made it to 35,000 feet finally. We're going to go ahead and turn the fasten seatbelt sign off. It's been nice and smooth tonight, so we're not worried about that. And we'll give a level off, and then we'll do the cabin tour. How about that? So.
Like Sean from the flight deck, we level off and cruise flight. Looks to be pretty smooth. Some early seatbelt signing out for you about the cabin. Just give way to flight attendants as they work up down the hallway, so appreciate that. And as well as your fellow passengers will appreciate that cooperation as well. If anything changes, we'll certainly let you know. Talk to you a little bit down the road.
All right, so you heard them right there. Seatbelt signs are off. Let's get up and look. So obviously this is not a Southwest Airlines cabin, but it is a 737-800. I love this shot of Austin Meyer from Laminar Research. That is such a great thing. I already tried. You can't get in these lavatories. Now, it does show up a little hand symbol where you can try, but I was not able to get it done. Listen to the difference in the sounds up here. Like, we're up here in the galley looking around. That's a little porthole, and you could actually see if it wasn't nighttime. On this Ultimate 737, you could operate the lighting system, and I'd love to see that eventually added. Is that the lock, door lock system and whatnot? Got coffee. So let's look at the cabin, but this is a huge upgrade of what we had before, and even the people look a lot better. They do. Not looking too shabby today. How you doing? This is virtual flight attendant right here. I wish the cabin lights could be dimmed for a departure and arrival. I don't know why that is still not a thing. Hopefully they'll put that in, or at least an option in our little tablet would be really cool. And we got some, man, he's a tall drink of water, this guy. No leg room though, am I right? You guys should have got that, well, I mean, you are flying Southwest, so you don't have too many options when it comes to that anyway. But yeah, see, maybe this is a sign of things to come right there. You see the little hand symbol pops up. Maybe eventually we're going to get some virtual toilets. I know so many people are excited for that. Gotta get your virtual toilets. But look at that. An actual cabin for the 737-800. And there is the fuel light on right there. Let's go ahead and flip those center tanks off. We don't need those anymore. And now we're drawing off the wing tanks. And everything else is looking good so far. We can do a couple more things here. We are still a bit out until we get to our top of descent. So that's zoomed pretty far out. So we're looking, about 50-something miles till top of descent. So let's go ahead and go to our init ref. And we need to select our flaps and speed. Flaps are going to be 30. And we're looking for a VREF of 150. And that's going to be +5. So 155 total right there. And it'll automatically calculate that for us. So ILS 19 right is 109.10. 109.0. What? 10? Yeah, 10. Not 0. I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Yes, 10. There we go. Boom. 109.10 and 109.10. Probably went faster the other way. Just like that. And a course is going to be 191. So drop that to 191. I think we are going to vector ourselves a little bit, though. I think it's going to be a little too close to the airport, but I'm not sure just yet. However, I'm fine with it. We're going to wait till we get a little bit closer for our top of descent here. We'll descend right around the 15 nautical mile mark, which is going to be right on that line right there. And we'll go into the descent page and we'll start our descent now. So what we can do is go to the legs page and look and see what that is going to be. 2,000 right there. So it looks like it's going to actually be 2,600 at Hensley. So let's go ahead and put 2,600 in our MCP. And tell the airplane that's the lowest we want to descend to, 2,600. And then once we change this in the MCP, that option will be available to us to descend early. So we have 2,600. If I go to the descent page, now we have the descend now option, which we're waiting for that to come down to 15 nautical miles. And there is 15 miles right there. We'll hit the descend now and execute that. That's going to start the airplane into its descent phase. And we're probably going to have to use the speed brakes on the way in. Since Zibo was updated, there is a difference in the CG, and all my positions of my cameras had to move around a little bit because of that. So the airplane's a lot more realistic now. It's a lot more slippery. It's harder to slow down than it has been in the past. And another thing I've noticed is once you do get down into the range of VREF on final when we're landing, it becomes a handful. You have to add that power back in there. You can't just kind of dilly-dally with it like you could beforehand, I've noticed. So we're 52 minutes into our flight. Hour and 20 is what it's supposed to be. We'll see what we actually end up getting here. Let's go ahead and let them know we started our way down.
Ladies going for that airplane. It's been a great pleasure serving here, Southwest Airlines. We get the seatbelt sign on at this time. You're up and about. Turn your seat, keep your seatbelt fastened, or safely parked at the gate. Enjoy the view. Pay good money for it. We'll see you on the ground.
All right, as we wait for that RNP to start falling, we are going to double check our landing altitude. The elevation in Kansas City is 1,027, so landing altitude we're going to put to 1,000. We'll put about 1,050. I think we'll be happy with that. That looks good there. RNP is down below there, so we are going to be a little high. And we just had a bunch of clouds pop in there. And here comes the power back now. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out into the flight detent. I already know the airplane's going to need as much drag as it possibly can as it starts to drop to about 2,900 feet per minute there. So hopefully no one has any sinus infections back there because they're going to be feeling it in their head. Our airplane is pretty good on the RNP there, so let's go ahead and do our descent procedure. Our checklist here. Landing altitude verified. 1,050 is set in there. It's 1,000, like I said, 27. So we'll verify that. Recall. Let's hit it. It's good to go. Approach ref page. VREF has been entered. We know we're doing flaps 30. It's going to be VREF of 150 plus 5, so 155. Radio barrel minimums as needed. Navigation radio set verified. We do have that set to 10910 on each side. Course is set to 191. Auto brakes, we're going to set those to 2. So let's go 1, 2 as needed. And descent checklist is complete. Next will be the approach. And that's going to be once we get past 18,000 feet here. All right, that was 18,000 feet. You can come off of standard pressure now, and local altitude number is 3010. So we'll bring that up to 10 like that, and double check on the right side. That looks good to me. Fantastic. We're at 2,500 feet per minute, holding that RMP just fine here, and we are good. So if flaps 15 landed needed, ground proximity flap will be inhibit, whatever. We don't care about that. Enter above 10,000 feet. Transition levels are right there. So this one always kind of throws me off a little bit there, but the altitude has already been set. I think that should be above there, but you wouldn't turn your fixed landing lights on at 18,000. It'd be at 10,000. And your transition level would be 18,000. At least for this, it would be. But RMP is looking good. There we are right there, 1.00. So we are at 15,600, and this might work. I'm looking at it now, and it looks like it gives you plenty of time to go out and make the turn. So we might be in luck with that and not have to do a whole lot of vectoring ourselves, which is really nice. Airplane is decelerating right now to 240 knots. And we're just hanging above 10,000 feet, so we don't bust our speed. That would be 250 knots under 10,000 feet. And I can see already here on the left, we're going to have two invisible airplanes, I believe. Unless that's one of them there. Nope, that's a tower. So, it's not them. Nope. Those are just building lights. There's 250 right there, looking good. And let the airplane slow like it needs to. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the speed brake forward, and we're gonna turn our landing lights on now. Both of those come on, and we can do that. Fix landing lights, passenger signs. We're gonna go ahead and ding, let them know we're at 10,000 feet. There we go. Update RNP is needed. Approach checklist will be complete. Landing ILS is gonna be this, and we'll go to approach roll mode in a little bit here. Still kind of feeling it out. So that's good to go there. We're not going to put our flaps out just yet, but we're going to keep an eye on the speed, make sure it doesn't try to get ahead of us here. Looking good right there. And ILS is good. Everybody's happy. Fantastic. I love it. Yeah, there's two invisible airplanes hanging over here. And they don't exist. I wonder what airport that is over there. We got something. K something there. STJ. So that's Kilo, Sierra, Tango, Juliet, automated weather observation. Okay, we'll go ahead and put that away. Boom. 8,900 feet, 242 knots. We are looking fantastic here. Legs page. Famous is supposed to be at 240 knots, 3,000 feet or below. We're 24 nautical miles out on that. We're looking good. We're right on profile with it too, it looks like. And then we make the right turn right to the runway. I think we're going to be okay here. I don't think that's going to be too far out for us to make that turn. I think it's going to work out just fine here. So we're going to keep it at 20 nautical miles. We just have the airport pop in right there. You can see it. Clear as day. 245, looking good. Now we can use our slash to slow. which we'll do here shortly. I'm just going to wait till we get a little closer to the decel, and then we'll do it. You don't want to get the airplane too slow too early. No need for that. We are running a cost index today of 44 is what was given to me by SimBrief. I use simbrief.com. I love that website. And we have a tailwind here. We have 284 at 27 knots, so that's pushing us pretty good. So we're just trying to stay ahead of everything here. And I think it's going to be just enough of a turn that it won't be too close. But you can always just do a visual. I mean, we'll have visual of the airport. We'll be fine. But it's always good to do things by the book. Okay, and I'm worried about this intercept heading too. It might be a little too much. So we could go a little bit to the left and then turn ourselves to the right. I think we should probably do that, because I think we're going to be a little too close and a little too high if we don't do it that way, honestly. So we'll just do as if ATC was vectoring us to heading 100. We'll go to heading select mode. The airplane will turn to heading 100. Better safe than sorry in this case. I love the Lightning X plane. Look at all the cars down there driving. That looks so cool. And on the main highways, you're going to see a lot of cars there. And we're doing a real world flight today. It's hard to say like world for me today. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm like saying wood instead of world. 5,900. Yeah, this is going to be a much better profile if we do it this way. I honestly believe it. Because we're going to wait till we get our ILS stuff popping up here, and then we can vector ourselves that way. And it should be good. Yep, got the runway in sight. In fact, we're pretty close. We can go ahead and use these slats to help us slow down. So let's go ahead and go flaps 1. The extended speeds for flaps 1 be 250, 1, 2, all the way to 5 or 250 knots. So we can use all of that if we wanted to right now, which we're about to do. There we go, to flaps 5. That's going to help the airplane pull its nose up a little bit here. And we should be picking up the ILS soon. I don't know why we don't have it on here yet. And we just got the localizer popping up. Yep, ILS, DME's 14.8 nautical miles. Get a little closer. I'm going to get about parallel with its decel, and we're going to make a right turn for our intercept heading here. Still descending to 2,600 feet. Okay. And then we'll do our ILS landing checklist here. It is slowing down quite a bit here. All right, this will be a pretty good one here. So let's go ahead and just turn this way. One about right there. We've got glide slope popping up now. And what we'll do is we'll intercept the glide slope, put the landing gear down, and we'll go to flaps 15. Make sure this guy is armed. And we have the green light right there. And one more turn here, and I think we'll be okay for a vector. I'll be happy about it right there. Yeah, that should do just fine. And we'll arm the approach by, we'll arm the localizer actually by the VOR loc right there. We're waiting for that thing to turn solid, and then it will turn onto the runway. We're at 172 knots, looking good. Still waiting for that glide slope to come down a little bit more before we put the gear down. We have VOR loc in white there, so it means it is just about to get the intercept on it here. There it goes. Localizer is alive. Loc is locked. Looking good. Watching our glide slope here. So armed, verify on the localizer capture. Glide slope will be gear down. We'll look for 3 green and flaps 15. So waiting for the glide slope capture to come in. Let's go ahead and arm the approach. Single path. Glide slope is not yet picked up. It's white. And overshot it a little bit here. I think it'll be okay. Glide slope capture right there. Gear down. Flaps 15. Ooh, it's going to kind of play back and forth with it looks like a little bit. Verify green lights. There they are right there. Down 3 green. Let's go let them know we're landing.
2,500.
There we go. And we are on landing. Flaps 15. Those are in continuous. Already did that from earlier. Armed and illuminated. Let's go ahead and go to the second one. Watching this as we do this. Slow it down to 155 now. 155 and flaps 25. Right now, we'll go to flaps 30 in a minute. Flap lever as directed. MCP missed approach altitude will be set to 2,000. In case we go miss. There we go. They're telling people to prepare for landing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take over the throttles myself so I can get a good feel for them. It's always kind of a pain in the butt to disengage the auto throttles and not have your throttles manually set where you need them. Like I was telling you, the airplane does slow down quite a bit with this new update if you're not on top of it. That's looking pretty good right there, honestly. And flaps 30. Flaps 30 is set. We are good. Clear to land on 19er right. Airplane getting a little fast there on us, but that's okay. This new drag model, we're able to just pull that power back just a little bit and it settles right back onto VREF.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch.
1,000 feet's right there. You got it. We're going to go over to manual mode here. If I could get to the... Man, you can't see anything on these things. Where's my... Can't disconnect. I'm going to have to do it the wrong way, but don't get too mad at me there. I just couldn't see the little button on the yoke. It wasn't going to happen. That's all right, though. I'm going to get too low here. See how the airplane gets a little slow on you there, but you don't want to give it too much power here. Too much thrust is going to get that sucker to balloon on you. It's something I've had to learn with the new update, is power setting on final. But I do like that the airplane isn't too 200 floaty anymore.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers are out.
$80 knots.
Might make this turn, actually. I don't know. Yep. Not a problem at all there. Switch that over to off. And they're saying, welcome to Kansas City right now back there. And we can go taxi light on now. We don't need the landing lights on anymore. Pulsating everywhere. Turn right over here, and we're right here at our gates, actually, right ahead of us. Let's go ahead and start the APU. That looks good, and we can turn our strobe lights off. And a wing light can go to the off position. Nope. It was already off. We didn't turn it back on when we came back through. That's okay, though. All right, so we are going to make our left turn over here.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's one thing it does. If you have that slave to the wing light and you forget to turn your wing light on the way in, then whenever you accidentally turn it off, she thinks that we're taking off again. We don't need any of that. That was a pleasant flight. I love night flights. We got some police lights happening over there. Bring these flaps in. Clean the airplane up the rest of the way. You see that other Southwest airplane over there? That's where we're headed. Welcome to Kansas City, everybody. Gate in sight right here. Let's go ahead and turn our taxi light off. And we'll just turn in on him right here. Actually, I'll go to the outside view so we can watch this. A little further for him till he's happy. Come on, buddy. A little further. Right there. Sweet. All right, parking brakes on. And we can make sure we're on APU Gen, which we are now. We can kill the engines like that. And turn the seatbelt sign off so they can get off the airplane. The gates can come out and meet our airplane just like that. Turn that to bright. And ladies and gentlemen, we made it here in one piece. How about that? It was a pleasant flight. Enjoyed the landing. The approach was interesting. Yeah, but it always is. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.